So adding questions and tags is an important part of Salon experience. So in this video, I'm going to show you how you can add questions and tags into your Salon document. So let's go to My Documents and take one of the documents that I recently created. So let's take this document here. I will click on Manage this document and I will go to this Document Manager. In Document Manager, in setting up part of the Document Manager, you will have ways to add document questions. Like for example, when you say document questions, what you mean by that is that you like students to read the document and respond to those questions. And I will show you how you do that. So let's just do the following. So I'm going to add a few questions to this document. So I say read this document and respond to the questions. So I'm going to add this question to that. You can always edit it if you make a spelling mistake or any other thing. You can also delete the question if you don't like it. Now, do not delete or edit the question once it's been released to the students and the students have started responding to it. You can add a new question rather than deleting the old one, because that could cause the problems with the system. So here's the second question. Here's the second question here. And you can also say select breadcrumbs to support your response. So what we mean by breadcrumbs is that one of the neat things about the Salon is that when students respond to a question, they can also corroborate the answer using highlights. So we are allowing that in the Salon. So in this case, I showed you how you can add two questions into the Salon document. So the two questions are added. You can edit or delete them before you release them. Or you can add new questions at any point during the annotation sessions. Let's go back to My Documents. Now here's the document. So we have this document here. So if you look at this link, if I click on this link, what I will be able to see is you're not going to see any questions yet. In fact, you see the question, but it's not being responded. So how do students respond to a question? So let me show you how to do that. So the only way to respond to a question is through the participation mode. There's no way in Salon at the moment for the students to respond to the question in this mode here. So you need to go to participate mode and then you click on respond and then you respond to the question. So here's the second question. So let's respond to the second question. So I'm going to answer this question. I'm going to enter the response. So let's enter a response. And if you like, you can choose parts of the document to add supporting things. So I can go through this and I can choose what we call breadcrumbs. That means they're going to be the parts that are going to support my response. So I'm going to choose 3 breadcrumbs here. If you like, you can take these breadcrumbs and also append it to the response and comment on it. So I'm going to save this response here. So now that we have responded to this question, let's go back to the view mode to see how the answer is going to show up. So in the view mode, you should be able to see the response to that question. So if you go to the response here, now this is the second question I responded to, and you're going to see this response to the question. Now you can say show the user's breadcrumbs. This means that whatever the highlights that were associated with the response will show up. So when I click here, I'll be able to see these breadcrumbs that are the highlighted sections to support this response. Now you'll be able to see these breadcrumbs for all of the students in your class. So that's one of the nicest things about Salon is that you see all of the responses to the same question, and you're also going to see the breadcrumbs selected by the students. This will allow you to take a look at the breadcrumbs to see if all the students actually selected the very similar breadcrumbs or different breadcrumbs, and then you can ask the question, why is that the case? Now let me show you the second part of this thing. That's adding tags. So let me go back to my document again. And so let me go back to the Document Manager. Now if you click on the document questions, you can see the questions that were added. Now let's try to add some tags into this document. So the tags are going to be very useful for you to get the analytics for the document. So for instance, one of the things that some teachers like to do is to add tags as students do active reading. They'll be able to use the tags to mark up the content. So for example, they can say that there's a tag called important. Like if they see something important, they'll mark it up. Or something that needs clarification. So if you want the students to tell you to clarify something in class, you can add this clarify in class tag. Or you can say incorrect. So for example, students can say this fact is incorrect. One of the documents you gave the students, they found something incorrect. Now this is also another quick way to find out analytics about this document. So like, how do we use that? So now that added 3 tags here. So let's go back to the document. And then let's start to annotate this document. So as I annotate the document, you'll be able to write the comment and select a tag. You can say this fact is incorrect. So you save that, and then you go to another location and you pick another piece of text, and then you can say I want this to be clarified in class. You save that. Now once again you have to refresh the window to see the annotations that were added. You can see the incorrect tag and your comment, and then you can go to other places where the comments were added, and then you can see their tag. Now one important thing about this Salon experience is that if you go to the tags, you can filter by the tags to see what's important. Like for example, you can hide all the tags and you can say, let me just take a look at the things that the students found to be incorrect. So you click on incorrect, what you see is one tag here. That's it, that's an incorrect fact. So you can either respond to that or you can correct it, you can leave a note to the students. So this will allow you to communicate with the students about specific things in your course in a very effective way. This is the best way that I know that you can communicate. You can send email, you can send document attachments, but they are not very effective ways of communication. Using Salon, students can tell you what's wrong, and also you can go back and change it or respond to that. So that communication is very, very effective, and it all happens in the context of the document. So because of that, the Salon experience is much superior to anything that you can get through discussion boards or other means. So this shows you how you can add questions and tags and how students would use those things to respond and for you to get the analytics. Now one other thing I wanted to show you was that when you go to this print function, you'll be able to see the comments and the responses to the questions as a very simple document. So if you like a print copy of these comments, you can always go to this print function and print on it.